welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win? This one comes to us from Showtime Man. I tried to find other people who gave me this, and I am lagging in the corner again. I don't know why. I was not yet lagging yesterday. Of course, then again, I didn't do a video with my actual webcam yesterday, so maybe I would have been. But I wasn't lagging on Wednesday, as far as I know. I think the weather has something to do with it. Maybe that's affecting like the internet or something like that. And now I'm not lagging, but I'm sure I'll start lagging soon. I tried. I thought more people gave me the suggestion. I can't find anyone else in the book who gave me Rick Sanchez versus Bill Cipher. So here we are. Now look, straight out, obviously Bill would annihilate Rick without any hesitation because Rick is just a moral man, even with his technology. But I don't think this should have gone into the speed round because Rick, even by human standards, he's kind of a god among men given his technology and intellect, but he kind of is. And the question just comes down to, does Rick have the tech or the intellect to either outsmart or outmatch Bill? Now, Bill's power is so great, he threatens his own multiverse. He threatens the existence of reality. He's a being beyond multiple concepts, all that, and beyond concepts, beyond reason. The only way he was originally beaten was through trickery and being trapped in a mind that was dying, more or less, and therefore he was dying with it. But the question could simply just be, could Rick pull off something like that? And the answer to that is actually maybe. This is due to the fact that Rick has interacted with beings on many different planes of existence and realities, including beings that are beyond three-dimensional, like fourth-dimensional, even fifth-dimensional beings, if I'm not mistaken. Now, he's not inherently more powerful than them, but he is more powerful. He is capable of outwitting these individuals time and time again, and still having like firearms that can hurt these things. and weaponry that can in fact hurt him. He just usually needs the chance to do so. Examples of this include the, I believe, fifth-dimensional time testicle monsters. I can't actually remember what they are exactly. The like quantum or whatever they are, I can't remember what they're called. The sentient quartzes that see everything. He outsmarted them. Is there a couple other ones that I can think of? An entire multiverse of himself, which is of relative intelligence as well. So there's that as well. And is at least on par with Evil Morty, who has bested him in separate avenues, but he's also gotten the jump on him once or twice. So, and those are just the ones I can remember off the top of my head. So Rick certainly has the intellect to outwit Bill. Does he have the tech? Rick has been stated to have actually, if you're going like the comics, which are allegedly canon to the entire series, just different adventures we never saw. But Rick is allegedly responsible for wiping out entire timelines. Of course, Bill can do that too, but Rick has also literally created universes just to power his vehicle, as well as having created sentient life within said universe that created its own universe and sentient life, and so forth and so on and so forth and so on. So it's his level of creativity, his level of tech, and if he just has a moment to analyze something, which usually just watch, scan something, and there you go, is enough that he can figure out a weakness. For example, Bill can't get through unicorn hair. If Rick knows this, he's just gotta pop over to him and mention that he can get a unicorn hair. It's like, it's just like, it's like, all right, let's do this. Like, all right, time to die. It's like, yeah, I synthesized the properties of the unicorn hair and just basically coated myself with an entire layer of it. Meaning your entire magic is now just going to bounce off me. And then just throws himself in Bill's eye. Just, and by the way, basically, he would just make weaponry out of unicorn hair. Now, unicorn hair, to be fair, is not a weakness of Bill. It just negates his magic. Like, hitting him with a unicorn horn would probably still hurt, but it's not like his kryptonite per se. It repels his magic. Like, you can't get through a dome of unicorn hair. Rick would probably find a way to weaponize that unicorn hair and at least, like, maybe depower him. Like, in theory, I could see that, like, him tying him up in, like, a lasso of unicorn hair theoretically should work. Or at the very minimum, lessen his abilities. But Rick, I think, might even go even further and say, here you go. Say, what is this? Yeah, massively concentrated dose of unicorn, synthesized unicorn hair. And look what I mean. Oh God, it hurts. Like I could see that. Yep. And now, boop, and then he could just contain him in a dome again of unicorn hair. Now this is all contingent on Rick finding out about that little. Let's just at least call it a weakness, just for the sake of argument here. That little weakness. And it's not even really a weakness that hurts him. It's just a weakness that he can't get through. A different type of weakness, I guess, is the best way to put it. Beyond that, Rick is just. Now, Ford Pine and him apparently are friends. Like, is it Stanford Pine or Ford Pine? Either way, the one who actually did dimension hopping. Him and Rick are actually friends, apparently in canon. There are even nods to Gravity Falls in Rick and Morty if you're looking for him. I do think Rick, though, is the much smarter individual. So if he could maybe figure out a way to outsmart Bill, I have no doubt Rick could do it too. Maybe talking about making a deal. Like, want to make a deal? It's like, yeah, sure. Of course, you did just make the deal with my duplicate, my robot duplicate I made. No, and he's like, what are you doing here? It's like, what do you mean? I've got to just destroy it. Yeah, by the way, the core of that is made of unicorn hair. What? No! Like, I can see Rick doing that. So look, in a legit Rick trying to fight him with just a straight normal tech, I don't think he's going to get very far. Like, he could literally just reality warp the car into something, whatever. But if Rick knows his opponent in this fight, and let's be honest, if Rick has an opportunity, he will learn who his opponent is. Then Bill would actually be in a lot of trouble. Because Rick is I think, a more intelligent, less morally constrained. I think, is it Stanford or Ford? I can't remember. That Pine brother. He's far, like, he's a very twisted version of that. So, again, depending on your circumstances, if one knows their opponent, and let's say Bill knows Rick too, let's be fair, Bill knows Rick as well as we know Rick, then he's probably going to want to take his ass out quick. But, yeah, I'm making rhymes here. Or Rick quick, all that stuff. But that being said, I still think Rick, in a scenario where they know their opponents well, I think Rick still holds the better chance. Because he's going to be able to exploit Bill's weaknesses better than Bill can exploit Rick's, which are not really weaknesses you exploit. They're just, he's human, he's squishy, he's mortal, he's an alcoholic. Maybe he creates Diane in front of him to screw with Rick. Rick just shoots that Diane and it's like, hi, Diane. Bye, Diane. So, yeah, so again, in a battle where they know each other well enough to fight and, go all out with everything they can do, Rick should be able to win. Let's put it this way. Rick can win. And I think he's got the best chance of winning when he knows about Bill. In a completely blank one-on-one match, though, where they don't know each other, Rick's probably screwed. His only way to survive that is to dimension hop out of there. But even then, Bill might be able to find him. I don't know. What do you think, ultimately? Do you think Rick can overwhelm Bill Cipher? Or all the time? No time? Let me know. Or do you think Bill is the ultimate winner in this scenario? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.